Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is later at night here, past my bedtime almost. Um, and and we are coming to you live actually from near Hershey, Pennsylvania, both of us.
Mhm.
Happen to live close to each other. So we just thought we would get together and do a little Q&A about digital marketing.
Yep, my name's Jennifer. I'm also a teacher, and actually, I went to Hershey Park. When was that? Monday? Tuesday? I don't know what day it was. And it's so funny because Melissa, before I lived in this area, I always used to think, oh, I would love to live in this little town. It's so nice, it's beautiful, it's spacious, it's people are nice to each other. And I went to the outlets today and I always thought, oh, the outlet's so cool. And now I can go anytime and I go like once in a great while.
So yeah,
You
I was
know?
actually at the outlets yesterday too.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, we don't go very often though. Nathan needed new shoes, so that's why we went.
Yeah.
But we have season passes to Hershey Park, so that's where you'll find us in the summer.
Oh, cool.
So when
And
you posted that, I'm like, I know exactly where she is.
I never looked at those medallions that are on the ground. Have you looked
Yes,
at them?
I actually, so when I taught third grade history, we taught about Milton Hershey,
Hmm.
and I was just so impressed when that all came about. Like I learned more facts. Like I had taught
Oh yeah.
about his life. His life is so interesting, but I was even able to pull more in with, seeing that. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool. All right, well, we are going to talk about digital marketing. So if you're new here, just type new in the comments or type OG if you've seen us before. I'm sure there's people who know who we are, but maybe nobody's here. Who knows? I mean, it looks like I can't even tell if there's a number here or not.
Um, there was a one when you were like watching me.
Oh,
Now I don't see,
oh well.
and I can't see comments. So
I can't either. Well, I see it says comment, but I don't see any.
if
Let me
you
see.
click on it, though, it just like it wants you to write a comment.
Oh,
That's what I see.
yeah. I don't know. All right, we'll test this out. Here's a quick question, which isn't one of our questions, but when are you leaving for your trip?
I I don't go until April 6th and 7th.
But you're leaving
I
before then,
am.
aren't you?
I'm leaving April 4th. We're driving.
Okay.
So we're driving to Kansas. So I'm leaving April 4th
Okay, okay.
that evening. Yeah.
All right, that's fun. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Yours is close.
Yeah,
Yours soon.
yeah. I know. I'm leaving on Friday. My husband has to get me to the airport like early. I had to fly out at 6:10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then when I get there, I'm gonna get to the hotel, drop all my things off and go over to Michelle's house, because she's going to like have kind of some sit downs with different people and then anybody that gets there early can help with setup and all that stuff. So
Nice.
yeah, so make sure if you get in on Friday, then go over to her house, she'll
Yeah,
probably make the same.
ours is a Monday. It's Monday
Oh, it
and
is?
so maybe Sunday. Yeah.
What day is it? Sunday and Monday?
Oh, it's a Monday and a Tuesday.
Ooh.
I know. I know. And it's the week right before spring break because I was like, oh, man.
Oh, I
But
don't like that.
yeah, I took the whole week off.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, well, if you guys are new here, we started an online business last year actually, but we wanted to go over some questions with you guys to you know, and if you have questions for us, just type them in the chat box. And this is similar to like when we're on TikTok, we never know if there's anybody on the live. We just kind of talk to ourselves.
Yeah, so put a comment in the, if you're watching so that we can actually see what happens when a comment
Mhm.
comes in.
Yeah, yeah. All right, first question. What made you even consider starting an online business in the first place?
I was looking, so I wanted to make a little bit of extra income, and so I was researching, looking everywhere, and I kept coming up with digital marketing as a like side hustle because I didn't want a part-time job outside of the house.
Mhm.
We have the luxury of teaching cyber school, so we know how nice it is to work from home and
Mhm.
not have to leave. So I wanted to find something I could do from home, and it was actually your post on I think it was Facebook that I was like, oh wait, here's like a done for you program for digital marketing because I'm not tech savvy. My son will tell you I'm the least tech savvy person in the world, so I have that title. So that was perfect for me because I just wasn't tech savvy and I had no clue how to start or even what it was. So
That's so cool. And it's funny because so many people see so many different programs and courses. And did you see any other programs and courses?
no, I was really just like Googling and stuff. So I was just like, it was like how to do it by yourself.
Mm.
I didn't really even know there were programs or courses out there until I joined. And then everybody was talking about all the different things they've done and failed. And I was like, well, I guess I picked right the first time. So
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. I know it is crazy. You would be shocked. One day I'll sit down and I'll tell you all of the courses that I purchased in 2023, all of the money I spent in 2023, trying to find the right one. So anyway, um, let's see. What did the beginning look like for you?
Um, I was I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. So just feeling a little bit overwhelmed, like out of my depth. I went to college for teaching. That's like my skill set. Pretty
Mm.
unique. You would probably agree to that. So I had never done anything like digital marketing. So everything was brand new. So it was a brand new
Mm.
learning experience to me. Setting everything up on my own tech wise was scary, but I literally like kept pausing the videos and like pushing the buttons
Mm.
that were shown. So it took me a while to do it because I wanted to make sure I got it right. So it's definitely like that trepidation, that overwhelmed feeling at first. And then as I got more into it, I was like, this is actually really interesting. This is cool. Never thought I would do it, but it is fun.
Yeah. I like the supportiveness of the
Yes.
community. Like people are they really motivate you and encourage you and like if you have questions, they're always there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I had somebody the other day ask me about some tech issues, and I'm like, I'm not your tech person. I had my tech done for me.
Yeah. We both did that. The Legacy 2.0 came out. They were like, hey, you can pay to have the tech done for you. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, sign me up.
Yeah. I mean, I know the basics. I know kind of like some of the things about it. I mean, I could muddle through if I had to. And I probably could have done it on my own. I just didn't want to take the time to do it.
Yep.
I'm like, just let the experts do it.
It was done while I was teaching because she was emailing me and texting me while I was teaching, and I was trying to like get back to her, like do this, do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's still people that haven't had them have theirs set up yet. They're just kind of, um, I don't know, just dragging their feet, or they just don't have the money to do it.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. What surprised you most about this online business journey?
How much support I had. You were just talking about support, but just how much support there is, and how, if I had a question, I can ask and somebody answers in the community because it's worldwide. Somebody's always awake at any point during the day
Yeah.
somewhere in the world. And I really like the live mentoring trainings
Hmm.
that we get. They're live Q&A. You can ask questions. They're with people who are like 6 and 7 figure earners within the community. They'll share their story with you, share their tips with you, share where they went wrong so that you don't make the same
Yeah.
mistake. So I love that. And the fact that everything's recorded. So if you're not able to watch it, like we're not able to watch a lot because we're teaching, we can always go back and get the recording or rewatch it many times if we want.
Yeah. Well, I just did that just today because I'm in different communities other than the main group and the mastermind. I'm in the
Yeah,
community builder as well. So there was a lot of training gets done during the day when we're working. So
right.
then I had to go back and listen. And then so I went back to listen today and I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. Well, oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. So yeah, I like that it's recorded. How do you think your background in teaching helped you to build and grow your business?
I have the organization from teaching because you have to be organized to teach. You have to have everything planned out and ready to go. It's
Hmm.
pretty tough to fly by the seat of your pants, but so I think that helped me out. And so I took that and I put it into digital marketing, like having a plan for the week, having time blocked off
Yeah.
to do things. You know, like we have a schedule for teaching, so I kind of put that schedule in there for me, which has also helped my family too. Like this is when I'm working. Honestly, I do it before they're out of bed. Nobody interrupts.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought it would be like, just because I'm used to being in front of kids all the time and talking, I thought that would translate, but honestly, that like it didn't like I thought it would. So that was interesting.
Is it that you feel less comfortable doing the videos? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I feel like talking to like I don't know, because I'm not talking to kids. Like, so I don't
Mm.
want to be like too like we teach elementary school. You know, like
Yeah.
too like dumbed down or whatever, you know, or like because we're silly and we tell jokes and that kind of stuff. So like I don't do that. I'm like, oh wait, like I'm talking to adults. So like just that translation.
Yeah. Let me see. What's another question? Oh. Well, you already said that you're not tech savvy. Do you think that you're more tech savvy now?
Yes, I have learned a lot. My son will still tell you I'm not tech savvy, but yes, I've learned a lot.
Well, I can tell you, your videos have gotten so much better from the very beginning, because I don't know if you still do the teleprompter anymore, but you could definitely tell at the very beginning. Though, sometimes when I do my videos, I do actually use my iPad. I've found a way inside my car to take my iPad, right? Put it like on the seat like this. I mean, on the dash like this with the little crease here,
Yeah.
so that it like stays right there. And I have it like this, and then so I'll like, look over at it. I know you're not supposed to do that, but whatever. Nobody really says anything. But it's just a way for me to like keep. And then plus, when I'm recording, I'm just like kind of talking, talking, talking. I'll look over it. And then you can cut those sections out,
Yeah, I do that too. Just to kind of like, okay, what else am I saying? What am I saying next to keep myself on track? Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the YouTube videos, how Mike said, like, just read from the script, like try that out. I'm not having much luck with that, but I was
Really?
trying that out. Yeah, it doesn't, I don't know. I feel like because I'm just reading it, so it's not like my personality coming through,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. I I'm not real. I have not posted a YouTube video in like a month. I just, I actually did create one last weekend, and I was like, I just didn't post it. I just think it's junk.
I did.
Starting
So
on
I
your,
have been posting like every weekend. So I just did one. I just redid one where I had over 1,000 views on it and
mm,
comments and stuff. And I got like followers and I had people, signing up for like, into my emails and everything. So I was like, all right, I'm going to recreate this. So, and I did the whole, like, I had like 10 thumbnails, 10 different
oh,
titles. So
you
I've been
did do that.
watching it all day and I keep changing it. I'm like, well, what if I just like change the title? You know what I mean? Stick with one
Mm.
thumbnail and just go through all the titles and see if that works. I only have 4 views so far, so I don't know.
Well, what you need
We're
to
like,
do is get your subscribers up to 50.
I
How many do you have right now?
I'm at like 39 or 40.
Oh,
I have been in the community. There's a chain that just came out, like we're
okay.
back and forth. And so I've like it says you can do 5 a day. So I've been doing that for other people. I don't know if they're doing the follow through, like watching the whole way through and all
Well,
that stuff.
what you can do. You can change the speed of the video.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing that. I don't know if people are doing that because they're not staying subscribed to me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, just maybe remind them, like when you follow somebody and you say, hey, follow me back or subscribe back to me, just remind them that they actually have to watch the whole thing.
Yep.
Otherwise, YouTube will think they're a bot and it doesn't count.
That's posted all throughout this thread. Like people are
Oh,
like,
is
so
it?
like it's quite obvious
Oh,
that you need to do it. So
so you need to get your 10.
I
Once you
need,
get your 50, think I have 56 or 57. Then we can
yes.
go live on YouTube.
So if
And
anybody's watching, there was one person watching. Now I don't see anybody.
I
But
know.
if anybody is watching, follow me on YouTube. It's Quiet Mom Hustle, and Jennifer is 50 Hustle.
50 Hustle, yeah. Everything I have is 50 Hustle. At one time, I thought maybe I'll change it. And then I'm like, no, I'm not, because it represents who I am. You know what I'm saying? It represents what my brand is. And even I just created well, I didn't just, but I created a community in school, and I went back and forth about what my name was going to be. And then the other day, I'm like, okay, 50 Hustle. That's your
That
name.
makes that because I've been thinking about creating a community, and I'm like, what would I call it? What would it be? Yeah, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So I have some things I have to do with it. Michelle's going to help me with it on Friday, but I just need to. That's what I was doing today is watching those trainings, because she's like she has it all mapped out, Melissa. When you and it's an option, okay, but you can choose to come into the community builders community, and she's going to walk you step by step by step how to set up your community, like what to put in it and like the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle. I can send you the link to that. But once you get in there, she says it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to start it, you know. And I think that's where we as teachers, we kind of that's one of our weaknesses.
Yeah, it needs to be good from the start. Yeah.
Yeah, we want everything perfect, but you know, and even with the creating the content, the videos, even YouTube, Mike always tells us just create the post and post it. And videos, just create the post and post it. If it's crap, somebody's gonna like it.
I do. So I have posted. I'm like, I don't know if I really like this one, but I post it, and like people have watched it. So
Mhm.
somebody out there got something from it.
Yeah, I know. All right, let me see. What do you think was the hardest part in the beginning, and how did you get through it?
Um, the hardest part for me was like finding the time to do it because I have kids
Mhm.
still at home. Um, my 9-year-old is very clingy, you could say. He's my little shadow. He follows me around.
Mhm.
So just finding the time to do it without him interrupting, like you saw last week on our Facebook
Yeah,
Live, was in here and trying to get my attention. So just finding a time where I could do it where he's not around, which is why I went to doing it like super early in the morning. I get up at
right.
4:45. So that's why I said I'm like tired by this time of night. But
Oh
yeah,
my.
just finding the time to do it and like being consistent with it and going live was nerve wracking at first.
Oh, I bet it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was for me. I think why it was for me was because, you know why? And I hope this never happens to you, Melissa. When you go live for the first time on TikTok, anybody who's here has been on TikTok, you've gone to a live. There's all these like little buttons and stuff at the bottom, right? And and I didn't even know what any of them were. All I remember is, you know how when someone comes into your live and it says that you can invite them
Invite them
in?
to be a
Yeah.
co-host.
Or, or also, I think if you double click on their face, sometimes that will also something to do with their face. If you do something like you can tap on it and you can see them, that's how you block people
Yeah,
that say stupid
I
questions
got
or
that. Yeah.
comments. And but this person must have came into the room and did hey, you can invite this person. And I think I was just tapping on his face to see who he was, and I accidentally invited him as a co-host. So now I have a split screen. He's over here and I'm over here. I know. It was one of my first lives, and I'm like, oh crap, what do I do? How do I get him off? And I thought, well, maybe he somehow got in on his own. I didn't know. And he's on a stationary bike and he's riding his bike. And he's like looking at me and I'm like,
Hi.
I don't know what to do, right? And then TikTok sends me this little notification that says, you need to shut down this live or we're going to shut it down for you. It was like a little notification that popped up and I'm like, oh crap, how do I shut it down? I just had to literally like close the whole thing up and come back. And I think that happened to me twice. Those were my scary
I'm
moments. I
always
also,
scared because I click the say hi, but like the lives come up, like invite to live comes up right
Mhm.
beside the name too, and I'm always like, okay, I just want to push the say hi. I don't want to and come in here with me.
Yeah, I know. Um, yeah. What else has happened? I don't think really. I think the people that come into your lives who say stupid things, oh, this is a scam. The political people that come in, the whatever block. I used to be really friendly and say, oh, I try to reason with them. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I used to think maybe if I just mute them, maybe that will be okay. And no, they will come back the next day and they will harass you again. Nope, I just block
I
them all. I don't.
I haven't really had issues. I'm trying to think. Friday, somebody kept saying it wasn't bad, it wasn't whatever, but he just kept commenting like funny stuff.
Mm.
So I was just like playing off of it, whatever. But yeah, he was just
Well,
being funny.
Michelle says that you should, that if you have people that come in your live who you know aren't your perfect audience, like that guy, just block them. Because if you allow them to be in your live with you, then TikTok, the algorithm will think those are people that you want. And the algorithm will be like, oh, Melissa likes people who come into her live and jokey joke with her. We're going to send her more of those people. And Melissa's like, no, I'm just trying to be friendly.
We'll find out next week, I guess. I don't know.
Not me. I'm just like, block, 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 block. I just don't even care anymore. And even when I have those people that private message me, unless I know that they actually, like, they're asking a question, I just block them too.
Oh,
Hello. I'm just
hi.
like, goodbye,
Yeah.
block. I just don't.
Hi, what do you do? I'm like, and it's
Or,
always guys. Like, hey, how are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Okay.
hey, I can be your, oh, but wait. Excuse me. I'll tell you this later about some of those people that reach out to you. Probably it's not appropriate for us to talk about now. We don't
Yes,
know who's watching
I've
this.
had a few of them.
Yeah. All right. What kind of support or mentorship made the biggest difference for you?
You supported me the whole way. I purchased from Jennifer. I don't know if I mentioned that. So she has been like, and we message through Facebook Messenger. Like, she'll just check in with me to see how I'm doing, or send me tips or things she's heard. And we are doing the mastermind together. So, and chatting even more about that back and forth, and sharing tips and trying things out. This is why we're trying this out. To see how this goes. So we're exploring Facebook Live.
I hope we can go to the June one together. I mean, not together, but we can be there at the same time.
Yeah, we could travel together if we drive. I don't know.
But you want to drive though? You
I
don't
don't
want to fly?
know. It depends. Like, we'll see.
Yeah, that would be nice. And she's having a one in May as well, but that's only for the community builders. She's supposed to be having them every quarter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say that the lady I purchased from, the reason I purchased from her, and I share this in my live, is that I had one person that I was really, really interested, and she kind of ghosted me. And I was like, okay. And then I had a guy that I was interested, but he had young children, and I didn't know if he'd really have time for me. And then the lady that I purchased from, she had a daughter my age, and she actually got on the phone with me. And I was like, okay, there you go. That's the reason.
I knew you. That was like that personal connection for me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you'll find that, I think, eventually the people who are commenting back to your post here on Facebook, after you keep talking about it, I think that they seem like they're interested. They seem like this is something, because they already have that know, like, and trust with you, they will eventually purchase. And maybe it will be summertime, when they feel like they have more time.
Right.
But the thing is that you have to figure out the best way of managing your time, the 2-hour workday. And if you can, like I have I have this like planner thing here. And then so inside of here, there's a section. Let me find it here. There's a section here, it's habits and skills. And so I just put all of the things I have to do each day, like my TikToks and my Facebook and whatever. And then I check them off. So I kind of always keep that in the back of my mind. And then any of the trainings and whatnot, I put those, like, I put them over here so I don't forget them. And ones that are important, I highlight them in pink, because I don't want to, I don't want to forget anything.
I have it on my phone. And
do you?
For my family, I just added that all in there. I think I'm the only one in my family that actually looks at the planner. So, in my defense.
Really?
They're all supposed to, so we all know where everybody is and what we're doing.
Yeah. All right, let's see. How do you balance being a beginner in business, like starting an online business, while still being a busy mom, teacher, and working?
It's hard. Like I said, having those strict like times planned out, like blocking time for each thing, knowing how much time, like my 2 hour work day for income earning activities, which is typically more than that. But
Mhm.
during the week, it's like during weekdays, it's more like the 2 hours. Weekends, it could be like most of the day.
Well,
As I'm doing like
that's
catching
because
up on trainings.
but that's because you're doing YouTube, right?
That's
Or is
because I'm
it?
doing YouTube. That's because like the mastermind, because I
Oh,
never watch the training. So like, and I don't, because they're like 2 hours long sometimes. So in my evenings, I spend time, I spend time with Nathan. Like we have homework, we have activity,
yeah.
I like shower, and then I'm like, okay, the time is gone. And then if I try to watch it, I'll be like the people falling asleep. I watched it at 10 o'clock at night. So I try to watch them like get up like either like Friday.
Mm,
We don't typically have activities Friday evenings, like in Saturdays, Sundays. That's when I try to catch up like on all the trainings that I wasn't able to watch because I was working.
yeah.
But just having that plan, having everything planned out, the stuff blocked out, knowing that I have time for my kids because that's why I'm doing
Right.
this is to really get more time back with my kids. And I realized I was taking more time away from them. And, Nathan was pretty vocal about it. So just I make sure that I'm with him.
Right.
Sometimes even if I'm just sitting beside him doing whatever, doing other things, but that I'm sitting in the same room with him.
When do
So,
you when do you do your videos?
when do I record them?
Yeah. Hmm.
On the weekends.
All of, like the
Most,
ones for TikTok?
yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
Some I just do, like I started just doing some like on the fly where I just get on and talk, like just.
You know what would help you, Melissa? Because I don't think that you do these ones yet. You should try the trending audio. Have you tried those?
I've looked up a couple. I haven't tried. No, I think I have in the past. I did like one or two, but no, I have not.
Just like I post I'm trying to do a variety. So like I'm trying to do two talking ones a day. And then my third one I do is like either I'm doing like the B-roll where I have myself doing something, like the B-roll you should always have movement, right? It shouldn't be a
Yeah.
picture, something like that. So I have a B-roll where I'm like out doing yard work or I'm on the side by side and then I put some words on the screen. Those ones get a lot of good views. Like they get 500 plus.
Those
And
yeah, I do that with Nathan. Like I just posted one outside playing catch with
yeah,
Nathan or playing basketball with him. Like just to like the summer was like all the Hershey Park rides and all that. So
yeah,
yeah, that got a lot.
yeah. And they're starting to get engagement too, like people are actually responding. Um, but the other thing is that the trending audio. So like I did one yesterday and then I did the one the other day too. I'm trying to make that be my third one. So it's either a B-roll or it's the trending sound. And you're basically just uh, you're just basically like repeating what the thing is saying.
Yeah, I've seen other people do them. So you just
One
like
time
search for the sound. I'm trying to
no,
remember how I did it.
no, well, you can if you know the sound, but what I normally do is when I'm going through my For You page, like so up when you post a video, you're supposed to be on TikTok for say 5 minutes so that they know that you're engaged, whatever. So I might go into my For You page, and if I find a trending sound that pops up, I will click that little circle in the right hand corner. I'll click that and then I'll save the sound. And if it's a video, like maybe it's a person from our community that's done the video or it relates to us digital marketing, then I'll also heart it and save the video so then I can go back and redo it for myself.
Okay.
So then I can also kind of use some of the text that's over the screen too, and some of the hashtags and whatnot. Just Michelle says you shouldn't duplicate it, you should replicate it,
Right.
make it unique to yourself. So excuse me. So 5 minutes you're scrolling, right? And you're finding those trending audio sounds. And then you post your video and then you're supposed to 5 minutes after that, then show that you're engaged. You should never post and ghost because TikTok won't push your stuff out.
Okay.
And that's there's a lady, her name's Laura Quick. Are you friends with her?
No.
She is always posting, do a search for her and start following her. She's actually in the community. She always posts those trending sounds. That's where I get most of my trending sounds from.
Okay.
And Victoria, I get some from her too.
Yes.
But I just like scoop those up, you know, because I'm like, if I can kind of make it similar, then. And the one I did yesterday was like, it was a sound from what's that movie with Will Smith, the alien one? I forget, but anyway, I
know what you mean.
it was like, and there's 7-second videos, so you have to be doing something, right? Having movement, so people are like, oh, okay, and then they see, like, you know, saying, so anyway,
Yeah.
those are things I've learned. All right, what skills have you gained since starting your business that you didn't expect?
Well, I kind of already had time management, but like really blocking things. I've learned how to do that. Just, I guess how like presentation on camera, like be yourself, kind of, which is
Yeah.
hard to do sometimes. I forget what I'm gonna say. I feel like I press record and I'm like, what was I gonna say? So just like practicing, like I like to say you know, like practice it before I actually record myself. I feel like I've grown, you know, too, just in learning. Like I've learned a lot. I feel like I have more knowledge.
Right. Well, and remember this, the one thing that they say is you're at a point where you're like 10, 15, 20, 50% better than the person who hasn't even started. You know what I'm saying? So even though you might not think that you really have that many skills or you're knowledgeable enough, you still know more than the person who hasn't started. So like when I started my community, and I started it back in January, with the 50 hustle name, and then I changed it again, I changed it again. My husband keeps saying, Jen, you have like, you have 2 master's degrees. That's what he always says. You have 2 master's degrees. You're so intelligent. How can you just like not have a community? I'm just like, well, what am I going to say? And he's like, and what Michelle said in this training today was that there's always people who don't know as much as you know. And there's always people that always want to learn something more. There's always people that are at a different place than you are. And you're not going to figure it all out at once. You have to start messy, you know? And then if you're starting a community, you're letting them tell you how they want, what they want inside the community. And so then my husband's like, well, you need to start charging. I'm just like, look, we're taking it slow. He's like, you have so much knowledge. Yeah, but does it really apply to this? I don't know. I mean, you know, it's like, okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, but so yeah. And then I talked to another guy about a month or two ago, because he was talking about communities, and he goes, well, remember, you've made money, and there's a lot of people who haven't made money yet. And so even just what you're doing, that can help people. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I just kind of play it off. You know, I play it down because I think that I compare myself to others, you know what I'm saying?
I do too. Yeah. My favorite thing though, I tell my students this all the time, mistakes are proof you're trying. If you've never made a mistake, you'll never learn anything.
Right.
So like I have to like remind myself of that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get there. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, what would you say to someone who thinks I'm not good at sales or I don't have a following?
We don't need to be good at sales because we're not really salesy. We are just, it's social media marketing, attraction. You get on, you tell your story, and through telling your story, like you're telling your experience, how you've grown with this, how it's helped you, how it's helped your family. So you really aren't selling anything. You're not creating ads in that sense. And without a following, that would be me. I had no followers. I started, I was like, I don't know, I think 10 people are following me. So, and it was that way for a while.
How many do you have now?
Like 1,000.
That's
About
still
1,000.
good though.
So, yeah.
You know, there's this lady, her name's Barbara, she's not on my Facebook, she's on my TikTok, but she joined the program back in September and she literally had 60 followers, 60 followers. And as soon as she had her website up and running, she made a sale just like that.
You never,
And
yeah,
she
you just never know, like, which, yeah.
and she's 73. So, and when people say, "Oh, I'm too old to do this," it's like, no, you're not. I think this lady in the community, her name's Clara. She's 82 years old. So I'm just like, I don't think I want to be doing this when I'm 82, but
But
I
it's nice to
mean,
know you can.
yeah.
I mean, you can have things kind of on autopilot at that point.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, you could have, look, Michelle was talking about this today. I have so many notebooks. She was talking about when you get this is why you need to get a community. When you listen to her training, she's so inspiring, right? The one training she was talking about your community and she was breaking it down. And I'm not going to go over all the numbers. You're going to have to listen to it yourself. But she was talking about when you start a community, you can have it like say free for the first week or 2 weeks or whatever like that. And then little by little, you're going to start charging your community members, the people who've been in there, like your OGs, the people who are your founding members, they get in at a base price. Oh, no. Oh, what?
What happened?
Oh, I thought it was something else. It wasn't. Never mind. Um, no, and it's just it's like compound interest, and then you have like, we're building passive income, we're doing a community, we're only having to put like an hour. I know you don't want to hear that, but put an hour into our community a day. But over time, it's compound interest. And so if you continue doing these steps that she's saying, you literally could make $100,000 in a year just from having a community.
That's on my
So that could be your passive income. So when you're
Yeah.
82 years old, you could have multiple of these communities on different subjects. And you could be like doing Zooms and trainings and whatnot with them, sharing whatever you're sharing and making passive income. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if this is all you're doing, I don't know. Anyway, there's so many options out there. So that's what we can do, Melissa. When we're 82 years old, we'll just have a few different communities. We'll make $100,000 or whatever per community.
And we'll have fun.
Yeah.
Let's travel.
Yeah,
I hope
right?
you can travel at 82.
Yeah, there you go. Have you done your reseller certificate yet?
Yep, I
for
just
the
finished that today.
Okay.
I'm waiting for
That's
the
what.
email. Like I did the whole test. It said I passed, but
There's one lady in the community, she said that she did the test and it came back no.
I was really confused because it was open-ended. I was very confused because it was an
Yeah.
open-ended test. And as
Yeah.
soon as I hit submit, it said I passed. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, who read
Where's
it? As a teacher, like that was my thought. Like I could have written anything.
I know. And where's my certificate at?
Right. I was like, oh, the certificate's in my email. I just checked like right before we went live. I had done this earlier in the day. I'm like, where's it at?
I know. There's one lady in the community, she's like, I submitted the test and it said I didn't pass. And I'm thinking, really? Because it's
I wonder what she wrote, unless she didn't write like where it said write paragraph. You know what I mean? Like it wanted paragraphs. So I wrote paragraphs.
And then she said, oh, I gotta go back and redo it again. And I said, don't feel deflated. I said, now you know all the answers.
Well, you know what to look for, and it said you can take it as many times as you need to. But
and then she said, I took it 10 times and I still didn't get my certificate. I'm like, oh my gosh, there must be a glitch in the system.
yeah. I
Oh, it's
wish
so
that
fun.
my kids could write essays like that, and it would just be like, boom, you passed, and I didn't have to. That's great.
Oh yeah, like it automatically like fill in the blank and it already had the answers in there and
Yeah, it was like
it
some
graded
AI,
it for you.
graded it for me or something. They sped through it,
Melissa,
and we're like, okay,
that's a good thing that you should discover.
I
You could make a lot of
I
money.
should invent that. Yeah. I'm not tech savvy though, so no problem.
All right, let me see here. What's been the most rewarding part of this journey so far?
Um, Gaining time back with my family and being able to like feel financially secure.
Mhm.
And we have the time together. We can go do things. We live in Hershey. There's a lot of stuff we haven't done. We get season passes every year, but all the other little places and stuff. And like my oldest son is 18. We did all that stuff with him, and then like was realizing like Nathan never went and didn't like he hasn't been to Indian Echo Caverns, like like all the other little things. But I'm like, we did it when Sherry was little. So in my mind, like I've done it, and I've gone on a million field trips there. So I mean, I knew the place. I could give the tour, but I was just like, wow, like there's just all these little things that Nathan hasn't done that we need to go do. Or like he was asking, like he's in third grade. I guess they learned about like the Liberty Bell, and he was like, "Hey, do you know the Liberty Bell's in
Mm,
Philadelphia, and that's in Pennsylvania? Could we go see it?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "No, it's not right down the street, but we could plan a trip to go see that."
yeah. Yeah, plus you can do videos and stuff there, you
Yeah,
can share
yeah,
those memories and
yep.
everything. Yeah.
And I know
So,
what I'm talking about because I've taught history in third grade and now fifth grade, and it's heavy on the Revolution and the colonies and all that. So I'm like, yeah, I know all the answers.
yeah. I think um for me the most rewarding is, well, this mastermind, this is going to be great. I cannot wait. But just being able to have that more time freedom with our family. And I also like the 2 hour workday, that we have that structure, because other courses and programs don't have that. And you feel kind of like, oh, what am I doing?
Well, and the freedom, like the time freedom, but like also having the extra income to spend, like what I
Yeah.
was saying, to go do stuff with your family.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um you don't feel so like pinched, like, what I'm saying, you have a little bit extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could go back to day one and give yourself a piece of advice, what would it be?
Don't stress about the small stuff and take small steps. Celebrate the little
Yeah,
wins.
yeah, exactly. What would I ask myself? I don't know. I, I don't know what advice. Probably the same thing. Just like don't try to inhale the whole program at
Yeah.
once. Like just take, because even like now we have the 2.0, and like so I've been trying to still listen to the trainings, because I know, you might not know this, but I know that in the next few months, there's someone's going to look in the system and they're going to say, oh my gosh, we have this new program and nobody's even watched any of the trainings. So we need to make sure that
Yeah, because that was brought up before. Like nobody's
yeah,
ever even watched trainings.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been
So
trying to go into and like watch, like, okay, what was added new here that I haven't
yeah,
watched? Yeah.
yeah. I don't know how much of it new has been added. Do you know?
I don't know. I just know like what I watched, and I mean I haven't watched everything. There's so much in there.
Yeah.
Um, but I have been into different parts of it.
I wanted to see, I'm gonna ask somebody next weekend. I know it doesn't matter, but when we go to my Kajabi, and it has the different modules or the different trainings, and then it has Legacy 2.0, but passive and daily and the Launchpad all don't have the 2.0. But if you go into each of those, it shows that you can do an upgrade.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that upgrade means that it's going to show them as a 2.0, or if that's for the people who are.
I wanted to look into that too because I think they have to like purchase an upgrade. I was trying to
Mhm.
figure all of that out too.
Yeah.
So I haven't talked about it because I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, I know that if that's all they have, then, and they do the upgrade, they're paying that $39 website fee. But I didn't know for us who has everything, I want them all to say 2.0.
Uh,
I just don't think they will.
I
I don't know.
think it was just the legacy build, like
Oh,
the highest one that was 2.0, but
probably so.
I don't know if she's going to add more to that, but I know that's where it was being launched at.
All right. Well, then I just won't worry about it then. So do you have any other questions or comments that you want to talk about? Because I know, did you say you go to bed around 9 o'clock?
I put Nathan to bed and then I'm pretty much falling asleep, but
Oh,
I'm up at like 4:45 every day. I'm not like asleep, but like, wind down mode.
yeah. I stay up way too late. I get up around 5:30 to 5:45, and then I generally go to bed around 11 o'clock.
I'm typically asleep by like 9:30, 10 o'clock, but then I've been setting my alarm for 4:45, but like for some reason I wake up at 4:20 every day and I'm like, what is going on? I know.
Oh,
So then I'm like, I was laying for a while, I was just laying there. I was like, I should just get up and like, this is pointless. I'm not going back to sleep.
yeah.
But then I'm
Are
like,
you
it's before 4:30 in the morning. Like, who wakes up at that time? I guess me.
are you going, what, are you still going live in the mornings?
Yeah.
And how many people do you have come into your lives?
Like 100, 200. I think
Oh,
closer to 300 the other Friday.
really?
Yeah. I'm not getting like, I don't get many comments except for that one I said on Friday that guy was commenting.
Oh, maybe I
But
need to go earlier. I don't get that many people.
I go like 6. I start like between 6 and
Mhm.
6:10 is when I start.
And
And
I
then I
don't see
have
your
to,
live.
yeah, and I
I don't
have
see
to
your
be done
live either.
by 7 because I have to wake my family up because, I
Oh,
don't want them awake while I'm doing it.
yeah. Yeah, I sometimes I go downstairs to the bedroom downstairs. It's more lit down there, but then and I see some people who are standing during their lives and I'm like, "Oh, but I can't do that because I have to wear these readers and I can't be far from my phone." And sometimes I just want to be moving. People say you should be moving during your live or
I
doing something.
I thought about that, but I'm like, well, what would I do? I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to be quiet. So I'm staying in my office because they're
Yeah.
all upstairs sleeping. So I stay because I can shut the door in here because our house is like an open floor plan. So if I go anywhere else, I can't shut
Oh,
the
really?
door. Yeah.
Oh. Well, if there's anybody on here and you're thinking of starting an online business or you need to make some extra money, digital marketing is it. It's going to help you build that online business and have multiple streams of income. I think that's the one thing I like about it is
Yes.
that you want to see one of my, I think I have this.
And it's 100% profit. I don't think we said that either. So
No,
if you make, if someone purchases from you, you get 100% of the money.
I have this thing called the Tree of Freedom. Have you seen my video on that?
No.
I'm just going to show it to you really quickly. So, and I had someone say the other day, "Can you show that to me so I can take a picture of it?" And I'm like, "Okay, it's just a picture, right?" So I say, at the bottom is the trunk of the tree, okay? And this is where you have those 4 done for you products that we purchase. And then each of these, the branches are different streams of income that we're learning about in the community, right? So like then you have I know it doesn't look like a good tree, but you
No,
have like affiliate marketing here.
it's not mirrored. That's where I'm trying to like, it's
Oh,
not mirrored, but that's okay.
yeah, I know. Oh, well, I don't know how you would do that on
I
here.
don't,
Oh,
I couldn't find it. I was going to
hold on,
do it.
hold on. Oh, no, no, I can't do that. Okay, so I share this with people and I say, when they come in, they can get these 4 done for your products and they can make 100% profit on these because people will say, is this a course to sell, a course to sell? And I'm like, well, you can do that. You can be a business owner and use the knowledge to branch your business out, like in the digital world, or you can be someone who already has purchased a course and wants to like purchase get more courses, or you can be like you and I who didn't have anything. And so we get the 4 done for you products, but inside they're teaching us how to have other streams of income. So like for you, Melissa, your system.io link, you can go in there and get the affiliate link.
Yeah, you said
And
that before I went in and got it.
yeah, and add it to your first email.
Yeah, I did not know that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then even like your mastermind link,
I put,
um, you can put that in there too.
I have that in the emails that I send out, like the newsletters and all the emails I send out to everybody. I have
Yeah.
it at the bottom.
Yeah. So you have this affiliate marketing, and then up here you have your free/paid community, right? So, because this, remember, this is going to make us $100,000. But this next year, when you see the training inside, it's like, wow, it's like compound interest. It really like adds up.
You know, when
And
we
then,
both quit our teaching jobs and we can go have lunch.
yes, exactly. Yes, I cannot wait. And then we have YouTube. We're learning about YouTube, how to monetize. I know it's hard to see because it's backwards and all that, but you're being taught how you can create your own course or program, right? And one thing I like as well is the digital products, right? There's that free guide in there that has the 200 free ideas of different digital product ideas. But then there's like coaching. So this is what I share on my lives. I say this is the tree of freedom, because you're starting out with these products here that you didn't even create, but then you're learning how to have multiple streams of income. And I think and did you know that when you do your lives, that you can take snips of your live and repost it as content?
Yeah,
So I did that with that.
yeah.
I did a 7-second video with the tree of freedom.
That's awesome. I like that analogy. I use
Yeah.
that with the three. So I'm teaching the Constitution right now, and so I do that with a tree, the 3 branches of government. 'Cause branches.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. So I use that visual there.
Yeah, yeah. I have some other visuals. I did like maybe I'll send these to you. I did this where I did all of like my website on the top, and sometimes I share this on my lives because people want to see all the products.
Yeah.
And then I did this because I had to change the $39 website fee. But then I have this one as well. That's why I was thinking, someone said you should laminate your tree of freedom. And I'm like, yeah, I should, because but I have to create it and all that. But then I also have this one here. So it shows like each, the colors represents each of the products, and then you get 4, 3, 2, and 1. But I also had this one too, which was the payment plans, but they've changed. They change all the time, and it depends on the person's credit score, whether they can get like the whatever. It's different for each people.
I just say there's a payment plan option. I don't.
But here's one thing to share with them, okay? So when you're on your live and I know that this isn't what we plan on talking about. When you're on your live and you're talking about how they can do installment plan or payment plan, they do not make a payment that day, because it's a payment plan. Like, think about it when you buy a car.
We just bought a car. That's how it was.
Yeah. You don't make your first payment until next month.
Yeah.
That's why when you and I talk about how we're going to pay their $39 website fee, even though they pay for it, but we reimburse them for it, they literally have they're not paying for anything that day. And then they get instant access to the program. Yeah. So who knows? Anyway, these are a couple visuals. I can send them to you if you want, if you don't want to do them. But this is all I did. Then after I printed them out, I took tape. I don't have a laminator. I took tape and I just taped it over.
You could use, those, you put them in notebooks. You can put the pages down in them. They're plastic. I have a bunch of those. I use those because I use those with my kids, because you can write on them and erase it.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I have those. I had a whole pile of them and I threw them away because I just had too
I
many.
have a whole bunch of those. So yeah, so I could do it that way. Because I'm always drawing the stuff on the whiteboard. That makes sense to just have it to hold up.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's already, then that's why I was saying, because a lot of times I use my whiteboard, but it gets smeary and then next day I have to redo it. And I even want to eventually have, like Michelle has like a paper one, you know what I'm saying? A paper.
I like the one that's like an easel, but it's a whiteboard. It's like much bigger.
Oh, okay.
Someone had that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. I think that the closer we get to summer, I think the more people are going to be more interested, because they're going to realize that they have more time, and hopefully, yeah, because they'll realize they have a little bit more time, and doing the 2-hour workday is not going to be that hard of a transition, you know. And then
once over the summer, but it was going back in the fall.
Yeah.
Because I started in the summer, so I had the time to do it. But then it was like, oh wait, I have a full-time job too.
Yeah, I know. I know. Summers are like, oh, you got all this time, and then
They
yeah.
fly by.
Well, you know, I had a friend who was a teacher, and she mentioned to me last April that she was interested. And then when right before summer came, I said, "Hey, are you interested? Are you want to talk?" No, my summers are so busy. I said, really? So then when we went back to PD in August, she said, oh, I seen you've been going on all those vacations. I said, yeah, digital marketing. It paid for my vacations this summer. She goes, oh, I wish I could learn about it. And I'm like, you can. Here's the free webinar information. She didn't do anything. And then October came, and then she said, oh yeah, I want to do it right now. And she started in November, but she's doing faceless. But she's not consistent. That's the problem, you know. And you have to be plugged in every single day on
Especially
social
with face,
media.
because
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So even we know, like, if you miss a day, one day is okay. But if you miss like more than one day, then the algorithm's like, we don't know who you are anymore.
Yep. You have to have, well, that's why I like how I batch it and the weekends, because no matter what happens that day, like craziness
Yeah.
ensues, happens. My son had to get stitches the other week in the
Oh,
middle of the afternoon.
oh.
I'm teaching, and he calls me all the time, and I'm always like, stop calling me. You know I'm teaching, and it's not an emergency. So I didn't answer it. But he kept calling, and I'm like, oh, I was with a small reading group, so I only had a couple kids with me. And like, I asked them a question, and then I totally turned off my webcam, and I answered the phone. I said, this better be an emergency. He's like, Mom, I need stitches. You have to come get me right now. I'm bleeding all over the place. I was like, okay, that's an emergency. I'll be there. So that's
Oh,
my whole day off. But
yeah, that's really good that you do the batching of your videos, because I think that there are times where I do like extra videos, and it helps huge because then I have those in my drafts, and then I'm not like stressed. Like even like Michelle's like, oh, this weekend you guys can do all kinds of content. And I'm like, I don't know. I like to do mine in my car.
yeah, I put it in CapCut. I just saved them in CapCut, and I've had like, I don't know, probably like I've had at least 20 saved in there. I
Oh,
don't know how many you can have,
really?
but it's never told me I have too many. And then as I post it on TikTok or YouTube or wherever, I just delete it from CapCut, and then I know I've used it.
Oh, that's cool. Are you like creating them in CapCut?
No, I just use my phone to
Oh,
record. I was
oh,
trying
okay, okay.
to use my computer, and my voice wasn't matching up with
Oh,
my mouth, and I was like, that's bizarre. So I went back to my phone.
yeah. I didn't know some people use the TikTok app, but I think that if you
I,
do it that
I've,
way, then
I've,
you can post it to Facebook. Sorry.
yeah, I've done it through TikTok. I just made one today. Like I said, I was just kind of trying to do some like on the fly, like when we're walking and I'm talking, and then I come back, like I can edit right in TikTok. I realized I didn't know that. So
Yeah,
I've done a
yeah.
couple.
They use CapCut.
Yeah.
That's cool. And do you have the paid version of CapCut or the free?
I had the free version, and then like when everything went crazy in January, I paid for it. So now I have the paid version.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, because I wanted it, so I was like, well, I guess I'll pay for it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, I had it free before, but now I'm paying for it. I don't know.
The
I
opposite
took
was
twenty
with me.
dollars. It was like $20 for the year, so I'm like, it's not
Oh
like
my.
whatever. I think that's what it was. I'm like, whatever. That's nothing.
Yeah,
And then I have
that's cool.
like the pro, like everything. So
I need to get the pro. See, I didn't have the pro, and then right before TikTok got shut off, I had the pro and I was paying for it. And then when TikTok shut down, I didn't have access. Well, we none of
none
us
of
had
us had
access
access.
to CapCut.
Yeah.
And my daughter's like, "Are you gonna have to pay for CapCut if you don't have access to it?" I'm like, "I don't know." And then they automatically shut down, like they canceled my membership. But then when it came back up, they're like, "Do you want to renew?" And I'm like, "I don't
That's what was
know."
confusing me. Do you want to renew? And I'm like, no, I already have like that's what confused me. I'm like, but I already have a subscription.
Mhm.
But then I ended up, I was like, fine, just renew. I just want it back.
Yeah. Yeah, I might get it back again because I think when you create your YouTube, isn't it easier to
It's
use CapCut?
it is, and I found a thing that Mike's never talked about, so I don't know, but it's called transcribing. You push that button, it takes out all the pauses and the ums and the repeated words. Like in it, like boom. I was like, I used to sit here like trying to backtrack, you know what I mean? Like fix it all up. This does it for you.
Wow.
It does it for you. And
Is
I'm
it
like, I
another
love it.
app?
And it makes, so it even takes, like, if you're like messing up, like sometimes it catches that you're saying the same thing over and over. Sometimes it doesn't. So it might be on there a couple times and you just have to be like, oh, that's funny. I'll delete that. But it even matches up, like, if you have like a big pause in the middle of a sentence where you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm saying. Like it matches it up and it's like seamless. It's crazy.
Is it a different program?
I have Pro. It shows up at the bottom. I use it on my phone. I cannot get CapCut to work on my computer. I want to because Mike shows us on the computer and it looks really cool. But I found some of the things that he showed us like on the computer. I have found them in the phone. It's just kind of hidden away.
I need to get that back on my phone because when I didn't have CapCut, I bought this other thing called Looms Vision or Looms something or other, and it was similar, but it was so difficult. Like, you know how he shows us what he how does he have it? He does the clap, and then you can see how it has a little spike or something. And I was trying to do that in this other program, and it was so hard to like. I think at that time,
do the claps because I found myself like the claps would get in part of my video, so I'm like, I can't do the claps. I'm not doing it right. I'm not waiting long enough to do it, or like waiting long enough to talk afterwards. So there would be like me clapping in it, and I was like, okay, I look stupid.
I don't really see the point of doing it anyway.
No, because and like I said with that transcribe thing, like it just pulls it all together seamlessly. You just have to watch it because it does mess up sometimes, but
yeah, maybe I'll try that. Ooh, I don't know when I'm going to do another YouTube. I guess he's going to be teaching us more about that next weekend. And I think when you go, you're going at a really good time because there's not going to be as many people when you go.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea how many people.
Except I'll message you a person. I'm so glad that they're not going when I'm going. I don't want to say that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I thought ours was odd that it wasn't on a weekend, but maybe they wanted to try to see how it went, like one on a weekend, one not on a weekend, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you have any other questions or you want to talk about anything else, Melissa?
No, I think we covered everything. I can't think of anything.
We will unfortunately not be on here next week.
No.
And
or the week after. Or
because you'll be out of town.
Yeah,
So
I'll actually be out of town the 2 weeks because we're leaving on a Saturday, like that Friday night, but we're not planning to get back till Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, okay.
We're making it a long trip. So
yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll just have to figure out another day, like maybe during the weekday or something.
Yeah. Because we'll be, and I'll be off doing all kinds of sightseeing.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, Melissa, thanks for letting me interview you.
Yes,
this was fun.
For interviewing me. Did you get my thing that I sent you? The interview of you?
No. Oh, I did, but I wasn't able to download it.
Okay.
It's okay, though.
Okay, I'll interview you next time, and you'll set it up.
Yeah. We're going to learn about podcasts in our meetup. So maybe we'll do something similar to that. Perfect. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Good night.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.